this.
Mm-hmm. Oops. There we go. There we go. You know, this tiny thing will work with this. We'll work with it. Everything's scuffed. Even Helios is scuffed.
Full image.
We're working on it. We will fix it. 50, 400. Nope. 300. Nope. 200. All right. Cool. 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 You know what? This is close enough.
The sudden just clipping of it being half the screen and then the full screen.
Yeah. Don't worry. There we go. Right there.
We're getting there. Uh-oh.
There we go. Wait, there we go. There we go. And then we do 220 over here. Perfect. And then 130. All right, cool. So, you know, this is the struggle. Hell yeah, it's perfect.
On the other chance, I love how mismatched your team looks. The dude in a winter outfit.
Yeah. Winter outfit. Yeah, we'll call it that. You know, we will call it winter outfit. That's
There's
not
one dude with a winter outfit.
It's not a winter outfit, but you know, we'll call it a winter outfit.
Like it.
We'll call it that. Yeah, sure.
It is close enough. And then there's the poor guy who is wearing summer.
I just
wear.
realized this is the wrong team, so I'm gonna actually have to retreat.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, huh, this doesn't seem right. Oh. I was too busy focusing on trying to get the phone, the Discord pop-up set up. I wasn't even noticing. I was just like, this doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's a winter outfit. Trust. This is not anything, you know, painful at all. It was actually this team I was planning to use. Well, I mean, like, First Storm Marion is really good, and it's also made it clear that he's gonna torment me. So, like, it is what it is.
That's weird.
Oh, I have to have it open. Okay, all right. Interesting.
What open?
I have to have the thing popped out at all times. That's wild. Oh my gosh, Discord!
Oh, for the Discord thing? Yeah, Discord streaming is scuffed.
Yeah.
It's very scuffed.
It's like I'm grabbing the source from Discord, but also from all of this, and it's like, this is wild. Let me wait. I close it. Let me do this. All right, perfect. I'll do it like this. All right. In any case, people on YouTube, you will see me scuff in real time and try to figure things out. It is what it is. This is what happens when I don't script things. It's like, it's just a mess. This is what happens when I stream on Twitch. Literally being like, is the audio okay? Oh, people can't hear the game anymore. Oh shit.
Like that very first one we did where I was just not there the entire time.
Nobody could hear you and I didn't know why. And then the next time it's like, I was like, what? Heck, the game was muted for the first half or so.
Like, so it's like she's not crazy. She's definitely talking to someone.
Mm-hmm. I just
Crazy? I was crazy once.
Oh no! No!
They locked me in a room.
My animals were
Rubber,
trash.
A rubber room with rats.
Rats make me crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
Dude,
Okay, we
dude,
stopped there now.
dude, everybody unsubs it. Like, I know what to do. I'm gonna blame you too. But otherwise, I guess just for these cards, I would say they're really pretty. Dino is an excellent technique supporter, just for like the carried teams. And Sage himself, if you can get his critical rate and critical damage pretty buffed up, like with using Twin Soul, he's very good for one-turn kills. I can definitely go more, I will definitely go more into detail later. But essentially, if you really need that, then go for him. Otherwise, you don't really need him because he lacks a lot of actual good stats that makes him pretty reliable. And my anti pulls are trash. So, like my 100th, my 100th roll, the pity roll was second Annie Oscar, who I already had, and I'm like, Really? You had over 50 cards and you picked that one.
Yes.
Yawn. I hate yawn.
What if I just added more gachas to this page?
What do you mean?
Wait. Yeah, I just added more gachas. Let me do this. Let me move.
Your stream's gonna crash.
What do you mean?
Let me move this. So we're gonna move you down here. Gonna do this.
I forgot to switch their auras.
We do
position.
this.
This
There we
might
go.
be bad.
This tiny thing right here. Let's do this. And then let's move this. We're gonna put this over here. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Is this good enough? And I'm gonna put GBM on this. I'm kidding.
It's gonna be funny when I do my case opening and it's just gonna be me in this tiny corner.
Yeah, it's totally fine. More gacha is totally fine. All right. Well, no. Let's see what happens.
You can also put Limbus in the corner there.
Are we doing this? Is this the fill it with gacha edition? Okay, let me actually get GPF. Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. Let's see how far we can go. Sweet game. I'm gonna remove you for now. All right.
Suddenly the stream crashes.
Oh, if the stream crashes, everybody knows what happens. I got greedy. No, I want the Windows source. F. And I want to get my...
Watchog.
Am I... there we go. Get this. Alright, cool. And then we're going to... let's edit transform. You can see I have like really some set bookmarks. Dude, somebody's gonna look at the VOD later and be like, what the fuck's wrong with this person? And I'm like, you guys don't realize this is how I've always been.
Oh no. The chat box. Oh my god, my light.
Oh, are you okay?
No, it's my heater again.
Oh.
Every time it turns on and off and my light just dims.
Yeah, I feel like at this point that we kind of need this. Just ADHD videos, you know? You know, with like, maybe you can have Subway Surfer in the corner.
No, yeah, I was literally just about to say, no ADHD video is complete without Subway Surfer in the top right corner.
And then we do this one. And then this should be fine. And then we put this, we'll make it really small. So we're gonna do like this over here. And then we're gonna get rid of 200. Nope, 200.
Not so slowly running out of healing items.
I think that's a skill issue.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Oh no, another 3 floor. This hurts.
All right, and we got this. All right, so we have another gacha. Let's go. ASMR slime are cooking too. Oh my god. Okay, you know how far are we gonna go? And then we just let me do this as well. So we're just gonna.
Oh right, I forgot this guy's.
All right, let me open up Steam.
This is bad.
I'm gonna put Limbus down the bottom and be like, guys, this is what you actually deal with. Let me actually.
I think Claydol's ground, right?
Yes, ground psychic.
Ground psychic and has levitate.
All right. In any case, Rebel, I hope your plans are going. You have some pretty nice plans today for this Wednesday, middle of the week. Sounds like we could be productive.
Oh. Okay. Phew.
Potentially.
Right, we're alive. We're alive.
For now.
You.
All right.
PG. PG.
Jesus Christ. Self-destruct. I did not expect that.
I'm currently at 61%. 35% CPU. We can go and 55% memory. We can go further.
Oh god, I'm forgetting what Punkaboo is. Ghost grass, right? Yeah.
Something like that, I think.
Punkaboo. Yep. Ghost grass.
Fair, fair.
Weak to flying, ghost, fire, ice, dark. Okay.
Pause this.
There's only 2 shipping options on this.
Which one?
Well, one's free, it's economy ground. The other one's like 26 bucks.
Yeah, for me, like, well, I do have a break next week. I'm going to also be starting some projects as well, so that's
From what I've
not
seen,
going to be
the one
fun.
the one that's listed as ground, like at least when I was shipping from Neokyo, the one that said ground said 2 to 4 months for shipping. So I would
I
maybe.
think that's C-mail.
It said ground.
That should be C-mail.
Oh,
C-mail's the only thing that should take that long.
It did have a picture of a boat, but it was labeled as ground. Do it that way you will.
how the Faith birthday rules been going for me? I got him and I maxed out his frame, so they went pretty well. And I just burned all the my luck. Let me just quickly mute everything, and then we'll add this as well.
What are you adding now?
Limbus Company.
Oh no.
We can keep going. We can
You
keep
can go
going.
even further beyond.
Pretty much. All right, and we'll put this down here. We'll get rid of the scuff alert. There we go. Wait, we can do this. All right. All right, perfect. This is the perfect amount of stuff we have, right?
There could always be more.
We could. All right. By the way, yeah, I am very late on this game, so I have to basically figure out what to do. Speaking of which, what do I do with my sinners? I have quite a bit.
This is a good actually matchup for me. I think.
Well, I'm currently being bombarded by stuffed animals. I'll be right back.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a Helios stream in some sort of way. Absolutely a Helios stream. Just don't pay attention to everything else happening all at once. Totally fine. Just fine. We can do... Yep.
Helios and friends.
Yeah. I'm gonna rename it later to that. Alright, what do I do? What do I do here? This game has changed. What do I do?
Your sinners?
Theme park compendium? Yeah, seniors? Okay. What do we do here? Announcer.
Oh, outrage. That was
I have,
that was the thing I was gonna...
I have this, and then also Angdu. I don't know who she is.
Get rid of low kick for outrage.
As you can see...
Are you clicking on the thing for Limbus?
Yeah.
I cannot see it moving.
You can't see it moving? Okay, let me...
Not moving. Interesting.
Why can it not? Let me refresh it. Can I refresh it? Actually, let me try something else instead. I'll get rid of it. And then...
I'm thinking it doesn't move if it's not, like, the main window. I don't know.
No,
That's
I've
weird.
been... No, I'm gonna try some... let me try something else.
A white square of doom.
Specific window... Crab... Limbus Company... Capture frame, capture cursor, anti-cheat. Okay. Okay, now we do this and slowly turn it down here. And very tiny, but good luck. So we have this. Wait, we got it. And then we do this. There we go. Perfect. So you can see it now, right? I'm pretty sure you can. But this is what I'm working with, basically. Help. Yeah, this is you know, the stream where I'm just trying things out. It'll work. This is Limbus Company, which is a game made by Project Moon. And it's difficult. To put it mildly. But if you like difficulty, then it'll be great.
The happy game.
Yeah. Alright. what do I do here?
Do you
My
have
my rhino is 17. I don't have any tickets.
Do you have manager? Because I can't tell if that's manager.
For where?
I can't tell if that's no. Who is that next to Dawn?
That's the one who grips, and this one is Pierre.
Oh, okay.
I do
who it
have
was.
Ryoshu, the Edgar family chief butler.
That's better than Pierre.
Okay, but I need tickets though. Oh my gosh. Alright.
Not for normal.
Hmm?
Pretty sure normal scales you up to level 50.
Oh no, I mean in general, I just need tickets.
Oh, true.
Alright, how do I skip the battle for this one?
You had to have done the battle once already.
Alright, is this a good team? I don't know. Wait, I can bring a 6th person.
Yes, you can.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Really? I mean, bringing the strongest ones you got always works.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so... Well, I mean, for HR, it's definitely doable. It's just a matter of, whether you can get your team set up. Actually, if anything, I'm gonna just stop recording to make it easier for my computer. I'll deal with that later. And then win rate, you know? The best button.
The only time you don't use win rate is when,
We don't touch the
you do
story.
Railroad.
We're not touching the story right now.
Yeah, you could win rate story.
Really?
The only one you shouldn't do. Yeah, you can. The only one you don't do it on is railroad.
Gotcha. Exactly. Throw them all in and see what sticks. So in any case, as long as you have Diner Jr. and like a good tech setup, to survive isn't that bad. But I will say that Sage is pretty interesting. Otherwise, with his basically dump all his HP to do a ton of damage kind of gimmick. You know, so long as he doesn't fall over, which is pretty likely, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, it's totally fine. Wait, oh, here we go. See? Look at how nice he is. Look at how handsome he is. Absolutely worth it. And as you can see, there's also like I also have last year's maxed out. I still have to work on the other years as well, but I want to save some of the limit breaks specifically just for my own sake. But yeah, I will say last week when I championed Wedding Faith and he won, that was worth it. So we're gonna do it again. But first of all, I need to know. First of all, do I have any tickets for this? If I don't, that's okay. Because we're gonna keep going, and I'm going to make sure I exchange all these tokens in before the event ends. Because if not, I'm probably commit Persona 3. But please, vote for this one. Don't go for Lock of the Lost Night. It's basic. Or actually, if you do, that's totally okay too. Yeah, Survive doesn't really do it, unfortunately, which is, it is what it is kind of situation. No, it's kind of awkward because I'm in this, I'm in that situation where it's like, oh, well, you know, I've already 100%ed this event, and I'm like, all right, well, time to twiddle my thumbs. Yeah, people kind of just like vote for the one that's like they show that's first right away. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, people's tastes. If anything, I'm the one who would probably vote for the Mission Don't Flatter Marion, but, you know, that's not going to win anytime soon. Just quickly set this over here. Why are you panicking? Oh my gosh. Why are you panicking? What happened? We're gonna need this. As you can see, it's been a while since I played this game. I just look back and I'm like, something bad has happened. And that's not panicking, that's corroding. And I'm like, oh, that's when I played too much Lobotomy Corporation.
Oh.
Hmm?
You are using that, Sinclair.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, something bad has happened.
Yeah, remember, he eats his own SP.
Yep, don't worry, he only hit the enemies this time. It's fine.
This time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. The only one I would feel really bad for is Keith's because, you know, the server's under maintenance? What do you mean? What do you mean Limbus Company's under maintenance?
Oh. Yeah, remember?
No. Can operating
yeah.
is shutting down now? Alright, cool.
Wednesday.
Alright, cool.
Wednesday, my dude.
Oh my gosh, alright, you know what? There we go. Cuff alert, you have returned. It's like nothing bad
Got
happened.
2 hours.
I'm not gonna be streaming for 2 hours, typically. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna get rid of Olympus over here.
Not with that attitude, you aren't.
Oh my gosh, please. Yeah, the timing's absolutely awful, and I'm just like blinked and was like, huh? What do you mean? I was ready to go.
Liz is like, bye, have a great time.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you can turn your computer into a space heater and stream Star Rail.
Nah. Even I know that having too much of this is going to be a problem. Because even with Star Rail, DaVinci Resolve, and GPS starts lagging, and I'd rather not.
Yeah, Star Rail's really.
It's very pretty,
resource
but you know,
intensive.
I've had this computer for a year. I want it to last longer than that.
Uh-oh.
It can tank everything, but my computer cannot tank everything, unfortunately. Are you winning?
Well, me?
Yeah.
Depends. Annihilate might... No, okay, he's not dead, but now he's...
If I had Infinity Nikki on this computer, yeah, it would die. But unfortunately, I don't have space for it because all the VODs I have for when I was streaming on Twitch, they take up quite a lot of space. So I need to make a quote-unquote supercut VOD, and then I can probably store it somewhere. Which will be fun to do, because honestly, Lobotomy Corporation is very... It's hard, but it's also fair, but it's also funny. And the things that can happen.
It's gambling, and you're gambling.
So you can gamble while you gamble?
Yeah, you gamble while you gamble. This hurts me. This hurts.
There we go. Make sure it just aligns properly. I just realized I forgot to send message on social media to actually say I'm alive. You know what? Whatever. People will figure it out. I'm not thinking watch later. Yeah, just thinking more about like the whole content creation scene is like, okay, I need to do this. For example, like a schedule would help a lot, and I mentioned this last time. So I'm thinking like mainly just how to set it up, because it's like, oh, typically the format is like you have the days listed, you have some really nice art, but then it's also like, how would that look like? Like what kind of like direction do I want to go with the whole brand thing? Especially with my own studies in marketing. So now I'm just like, I have decision paralysis. Yeah, I typically play stuff on mobile, but for Star Rail, I had to go PC because the frame drops are pretty intense.
feel like anything from Oyoverse tanks if it's not on PC.
Yeah, even during like the ZZZ beta, it was just like it was tanking. Why is there an image of Bianchi? Because I don't see the problem. He's just, daydreaming about Bianchi. Jude's, beloved. I don't see anything wrong with this.
Moonblast.
Yeah, don't get hurt.
We like Moonblast.
That's actually pretty good. Oh, better than
That's
Disarming.
it's very good.
But this is why Jude is great and I love him. Because, he knows exactly what he wants. And he's very willing to go for it, as we saw in Polar Star. So, get yourself a man like Jude. Or get yourself a partner like Jude.
Get yourself a partner who looks at you like Jude looks at
Bianchi, yeah.
Bianchi, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Never let them go.
Alright, who do we think my floor 50 boss is gonna be?
It's gonna be Lance.
Cynthia. Cynthia with her theme.
Oh my gosh. Don't bully. No bully.
No, it's gonna be the one time Cynthia's theme doesn't play.
And then she just pulls out a bunch of like Uber cheer mons and just like never forget.
The irony of her weakest Mon beating her Garchomp then.
Think other than that,
Oh,
I think the review shorts have been
Giovanni?
doing okay.
No, that's not Giovanni. That's
Norman?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Brandon's
Norman.
dad.
Yeah. MC Zed.
That's normal type, right?
Slacking.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
His
Better
face
hope-
is a slacking.
Better hope it doesn't have better hope it has
Yeah.
Truant.
Imagine a non-truant slacking going full
we're-
power.
we're-
Yikes.
Fear.
We're gonna set up we're actually gonna set up this time. We're gonna do it properly. We're gonna do a setup.
That's totally fine. Is basically he's either going to have fun or he's going to suffer.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What the hell is
Yeah,
that?
you answer.
Oh, Sinister.
Yeah. Is it the team?
Hey, it's a ghost type.
Yeah, it's a green tea Pokemon.
It's okay. You have a ghost type move. Ghost types are super effective against ghost types.
Yeah, not on this mon though. Yeah,
It's okay.
I would need. To
I mean, it is
switch.
part grass, I think. I'm not sure actually.
Nah, yeah, it must be because it resists liquidation.
Yep, grass ghost. You're fine. You can poison it.
It's gonna kill me with Shadow Ball.
I think other than that, back to what I was saying before, shorts have been doing okay, or I hope they're pretty useful. Like at least just looking at, like for example, the Valentine's
Okay,
accurate one.
What is Ghost's relationship with Fairy? I can't remember. Is it weak to Fairy?
Weak to fairy. It does not like it. Which I was kind of surprised for, though.
Wait,
Yeah, mostly because I was.
Moon blasted.
Yeah. Bye.
but it's neutral.
Oh. I don't think grass is resistant to it.
Weird.
Should be fine.
Moonblast should still kill it. Oh, you. It's a fast ghost.
Oh, it was neutral. Why was it neutral? It shouldn't be neutral.
What the
Stack
heck?
Stakataka, another Ultra Beast.
Yeah, I'm glad that the shorts are useful because while they're
Oh,
not
no,
really
they did
hard
no
to
damage.
edit once I actually get into it, it's also like, how do I condense
What
a
is
character,
this thing?
a card in like 15 seconds? Which is the biggest struggle, because it's like,
Dakataka is rock steel.
yep,
Cool.
because it's like, how to say, how do I put all their like good points, bad points, without it
Go
just being
for a
super
safe-
clunky?
Go for a safe swap.
Oh no, fighting's good. You're
Yeah,
good, you're good.
that's why I switched here.
But it's been pretty
Oh, that's weird.
interesting to learn. Like on one hand, we have like the whole like more informative side of content, which is with
Yeah,
these
'cause
shorts.
It's quad week with fighting.
And then I have the VOD channel and also just the TikTok I do on the side with more like entertainment.
Lore, I guess.
That one's not good for me.
It's actually really fascinating, just learning a lot about how people react, just like even changing the duration of the short a little bit, or just how the thumbnail looks like, and it's super fascinating to me. And that's where I'm a nerd in. Just like, oh, I want to like compare and look at all this data. Same with the thumbnails for the most recent videos, like probably for the Valentine's banner. Like people have probably seen different versions of the thumbnail. I kind of actually try to base it off like magazines, like for example, like Vogue magazine. When I tried to do it, and I realized despite that, the one that actually got the most watch time was the one where the event banner review title was at the bottom, as usual, despite the text being on the back. And it was really fascinating to learn that, because I'm just like, huh, you think it's like people would want to see Brad more, but the fact that the one that actually covers them the most is actually the one that's most successful. And part of me thinks, is it because people are too used to the format, or like...
You should be fine.
There's one more mon though.
Don't
Yeah,
lose?
but it's probably slacking.
It is. I'm
You
locked in.
should be able to one.
I'm locked into Rage Fist now though. I need to do a swap.
Oh, right.
Yeah, exactly. It is very interesting just to see that, because it's like, of course I want to play around in thumbnails if I have the chance. I'm still trying to figure out something for the Arcana series, because this is going to be something for the entire year. But it's like you don't think that. You think like, oh, you know, most people probably want to see the guy who's literally like, oh, Yume, you know, the Yume style. But it doesn't work.
So I'm assuming here he's gonna try and full restore again, which if he doesn't full restore, I kill him. If he does full restore, it's a wasted turn and I have a free swap in on Annihilate.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll probably.
Okay.
Oh.
Then he's dead.
Mhm.
Okay. Phew.
I will be back.
All right.
Yeah, I'm probably taking it with me hitting 50 here. I'm probably taking a break now. Let's see what we got though. That is the
ghost horse.
The ghost horse half of that one legendary.
Calyrex.
I don't. Or Spectre.
Oh wait,
Yeah, the horse.
Spectre. Oh, so you're not.
What are you? What is that? Is that a fucking unknown?
That is an unknown.
I don't think you want the unknown.
No. Pachirisu. What? Nope. Just something. Rotom. Wow, this is not looking great.
You want the ghost horse.
What is
These all stuck.
Get the ghost horse.
But I already
Probably
have
the best thing there.
When I'm thinking about coverage, I'm leaning towards this cactus thing because I don't have grass coverage.
Oh, Maractus is not very good.
No, Maractus is bad.
Yeah, I don't like Maractus. Like, okay, one hand, if you get the chestnut second form, it's like, yeah, it's quad weak to
I forgot about him.
it's like it's quad weak to flying, but also just don't bring him out against like flying types. It's Quilladin. Don't bring Quilladin out to flying types.
But he's ugly.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm bullying him in the corner.
Oh my god. But yeah, just I think overall, like, even though, yeah, it would be nice if this channel eventually got monetized. I don't expect it, but overall it's been a very like good learning experience, just trying to understand like consumer or user data.
Yes.
Especially something that I kind of want to do in the future.
Do I just close the game now? I saved it. I think I can just close.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, I removed one of your
Oh,
outlets for your stream.
damn. No more ADHD stuff, huh? I'm not pulling up Subway Surfer. I don't know how. There we go. We're gonna put it back here.
But alright. I'll be back in a bit. I gotta take the dog out and probably make some dinner.
All right. Take care. I think the most interesting thing is just just the fact that Sage's HP cut on his burst skill really sets a new precedent for new burst skills, which is what I was looking forward to, because most of them are just like, hey, you have like maybe 1 or 2 effects, usually 1 unless you're part of the anniversary, then you have like 2 effects. Now we're adding more and more. And like the fact that you lose HP actually makes it a bit more like strategic now, because like you have to decide, okay, Sage is going to be at 10% HP if I use this burst skill. Will it be enough? And if it's not enough, will he stay alive? Because if he's not alive, it could ruin your like full auto if you don't one shot, because you just lost your main DPS. And for someone, a card like him, you want to funnel as many buffs as you can into him. Yeah, less ADHD. That's tragic. I don't feel as productive anymore. So I'm actually really hoping to see more cards similar to that in future. Like things like, okay, maybe burst skills that can give all their allies like an attack orb, for example, or maybe BP regen or something like that. Just extra effects. Rather than just damage, or damage in a different flavor. Right? So that's why I'm, you know, it's a better late than never kind of thing, where it's like, finally, we've achieved science. Just with the whole, just new type of burst skill. And I can see with Sage that this, like, they were pretty, I think they're pretty respectful in that they introduced a mechanic without making him super broken. Like, he definitely has his flaws, and also kind of baiting people to wail for him. Yeah, it took us 4.5 years, but we made it. We made it. Better late than never. Because surely we will get an anime for this game, right? Right?
セイジ、お疲れ。早く片付いてよかった。お疲れ、ニコ。やっぱりニコが一緒だと動きやすいよ。
Yeah, imagine if we actually got an anime after our animated burst for so long. Think about all the wailing we've done. You know what? I'd gladly spend money on the merchandise you create from this 4.5 Annie event if it means we got the anime. I already gave them enough money, so I don't mind giving them more. "12 episodes? I think they could probably just cover a Rising Sun, like they could cover the first 10 chapters or so. So they can do like the I guess you can't get the full, like, you know, character development, but it's like, okay, one chapter per episode, and in the last 2 episodes it's like literally chapter 10. It'd be pretty, I think it'd be pretty like sufficient, at least enough to get people interested, because it's like even though it's like Jose Muke, it has enough of like the typical superhero elements that it should like be attractive, or at least interesting to people who may not be interested in the, you know, female oriented thing genre in the first place, right? Yeah, that's true, because there's a lot of like little mini scenes that are building up to the big scenes. So obviously if they had to do an like episode, they would have to trim out those little scenes, and it would definitely feel at least sort of rushed, unless they had fillers. Which is really unfortunate, but if we had to think about like a 12 episode thing. Now if we had 24 episodes, then it'd be pretty great. So surely we will get 24 episodes, right? Surely. Yeah, the thing is with
楽しいパレードはこれからも続くんだ。
as like a slice of life thing for Helios would be really nice, but they already have plenty of that with their events. So I can totally get your concern.
柔道ってやっぱり変なやつ。宴の始まりだ。わかりました。了解。はい。負けるわけにはいかない。ごちそうもあるから楽しみにしてて。まだ物足りないな。ニコ、このままトレーニングに付き合え。絶対嫌だ。柔道ってやっぱり変だ。
Absolutely. The Robins are pretty great, but at the same time, they came after 3 years in the game, so even if we consider the frames, right? Like, they don't have many frames if at all to actually work with, which is, unless they're like very event specific stuff. But a lot of the like the event frames, like the little chibis, they're just, those effects are really weak. And they have to be featured as part of the main story in order to actually get some specific frames, which are limited to events at this point.
柔道君の戦い方って
Like, because we see in the gacha now, it's just, it's really just cards. There's no more frames, which is a bit disappointing. Because, like, I guess it's one of the challenges I have with the, whenever I have to review one of the 12 Robins, is that, like, how do I recommend the same 3 or 4 frames over and over again? Without just, you know, copy and pasting that section of my dialogue, pasting in there. Because I don't want to do that. But also, that's what it's starting to feel.
かも。まだ物足りないな。ニコ、このままトレーニングに付き合え。絶対嫌だ。柔道ってやっぱり変なやつ。宴の始まりだ。わかりました。了解。わかりました。負けるわけにはいかない。僕を信じてついてきてください。踊り疲れちゃった。かも。セイジ、お疲れ。早く片付いてよかった。お疲れニコ。やっぱりニコが一緒だと動きやすいよ。応援してくれるみんなのために。
Well, it depends because a lot of like Sage's cards are very support oriented versus Jude's cards which are very DPS oriented. And I can't really expect that everybody there he goes. I can't really expect that everybody would just be watching the previous video, right? So I feel like I have to report it, say it every single time. So that's one of the downsides. It's that because I can't really expect it, I have to do it every single time, basically. Because ultimately, like, well, I could make a video be like, hey, if you have a Sage DPS card, use this. If you have a Sage support card, use this, right? But a important thing about like this kind of psychology is that you want to lower the barriers of entry, like the barriers of entry as much as you can, right? But if I tell people to look at one video and look at another video, they might just get upset and be like, why isn't this information in one video? That's unfortunately pure psychology. Like, imagine you're looking for something, like you're shopping on Amazon, and you have to go through pages upon pages and pages just to add something to your cart, right? And then maybe add something else to your cart. You would get pretty pissed off because you're like, man, I have to do all this legwork just to buy something? Heck no, I'm not gonna buy it. Not unless you need it that badly. And ultimately in the world of content, most people don't really need it that badly because it's so saturated. While I am grateful that what I do is in a very, it's very niche, and as far as I know, I don't think anybody else is doing anything similar, at least in the international end. I don't know about the Japanese side. I would love to like exchange notes, but essentially, I can't expect that. Yeah, that's very important. So that's why I always have to go through it. And on one hand, I want to make my explanation shorter, but on the other hand, I noticed at least with some videos where my explanations were shorter, at least you could say the user like retention watch time was significantly lower, to put it mildly. It's not just lower because it's less, but it's like lower that nobody really paid attention because the information is not comprehensive enough. So it makes me realize that the people who really watch the videos, like the full reviews, are the ones who are really interested in all the whole like nerdy stuff like that. And the people who are looking for the shorts are the ones who would prefer the shorter the shorter review videos I did, which were just very high level stuff. So it's kind of two audiences within this subset niche, which is really interesting as well to also learn about that. I was really surprised, which is why like when I did the pilot test for the shorts, mainly for both the Polar Star banner and then also the Valentine's one. So I'll see how that goes. Of course, I'm getting dislikes from people, which I guess makes sense because, you know, shorts, right? Haha. But it just goes to show about how like different audiences, different preferences, and I have to really think about that. Even then, the part of me is thinking of like, okay, how do I improve like the long-term videos to make them more visually interesting? Because a good chunk of the time is just me just yapping, right? And while some people don't mind that, I think most people, they just want to get to the crux of the matter. But, you know, I don't think there's much I can do to speed it up without just skipping everything. At the same time, if I just summarize the if I summarize the character within the first 30 seconds, nobody else is going to watch the rest of the video. It wouldn't actually fix the problem. Exactly. And then I've also basically adjusted the shorts thumbnails to just clearly communicate like what they're supposed to do, or who they are, what they are. So for example, like you saw the thumbnail for like Dino was like, it showed cool attribute like DPS, for example. Akira being the generalist. Dino's not cool, he's passion. But that's what I've been trying to think about as well, because I feel like that's a better introduction than just saying they can do this and this and that. Like that just, I feel like that's basically having that section as the thumbnail is the easiest way to get people to understand this is what this character can do. Because I think I mentioned before, like most content, they fall into 3 categories. They're entertaining, they're informative, or they make the viewer feel better. And content usually falls within either one specific category or a mix of 2 of them. So, like for example, if you're watching a speedrunner, right? Not only is they're typically entertaining, but it's also educational because you learn what to do. If you're watching a content creator, I'm not going to name names because I don't really know, but typically they typically fall into entertaining and make you feel better if they, you know, they kind of flop, right? Or if they're just really good, then it's just entertaining. And just being purely informative it's difficult because this is probably you could say the quote unquote most dry kind of format of content that's being consumed. So that's the one that it's definitely a challenge to try to make it like visually interesting. What I communicate is also interesting, and how to communicate that, the medium. So of course there's the whole shorts versus long video kind of thing. And for me, I always have to make these shorts after the long video because first of all, you know, watch time, but also it's just trying to sum it up, and I link the short back to the long video. I appreciate that, Rebel. But yeah, it's just, this is the challenge. These are the challenges I'm kind of like facing right now. I'm just trying to figure everything out. Like, before I did this, I actually did infographics for events before they just changed the format. Like, for events so many times, I just got fed up with it. Like they constantly change like the event score thresholds, like the rewards in there, even just slightly enough, because I set up templates, right, with all the icons, but they kept changing it, and I was frustrated too because it's like, could you guys give me peace? And while the infographics were nice, I feel like they were ultimately they weren't probably the best format to use while TLOs was smaller. Having videos and stuff would probably be more useful. Heck, even guides. And like I wanted to make a survive guide, but busy with life. I feel like that would be pretty useful though, especially with survive events getting harder now, with the whole stun effect on top of like keeping allies alive, because you know stun is harder than just, you know, heal a lot. I appreciate it, Rebel. Thank you very much. But yeah, ultimately, like, this is first and foremost, this channel is not only is it to help others, but it's also, I'll say, it's a way for me to also learn about content creation, just at first glance, even though it's just a very small subset. So it's, you know, quote unquote, very small sample size. But it's still, I think it's still pretty valuable information, just overall looking at numbers. It would be pretty great. I would say, ultimately, I want to make sure that the Arcana rebranding wasn't going to really affect the event style severely. Because otherwise, I can probably, like, after I finish the reviews and the shorts, I can probably work on actually building the whole guide in general. And I also want to dig into the whole damage thing, because I know there's like a lot of time I'm just thinking to myself, I say static and like not static, I say flat, like flat buffs, and then there's the stacking buffs, but most people don't really know what that refers to. But for me, like my problem there is more like self-imposed, because I want to build a damage calculator like through like a Google Sheet as well. So that's going to be fun to do on my spare time on top of everything else. Just, you know, the really nerdy stuff that shows that actually, like, Victor and I are more similar than I would like to hope, but here we are. Let me just set this up. There we go. Yeah, ultimately, like this, most of the people, most of the viewers, I assume, are like, they only really care about like, okay, whether a hero card is good or not, and you know that's totally valid. That's absolutely valid. I'm not saying anything wrong about that. It's just when I go in deeper stuff, I'm thinking to part of me is like, the survive guide is probably useful, but do people care about damage besides whether they do a lot or not at all? Oh, absolutely. I'm someone like that. I'm just like, every time there's a gacha offering, I'm like, okay, how are they gonna bait people this time? And I see with this one, like they saw with the Arcana one, like just Arcana buff alone, it's kind of meh, because it's every other burst skill gets a bonus. But now they introduced Sage, who has this new gimmick, who makes him useful outside of survive events because he can hit like a freight train by just dumping his HP. And it also convinces people to get more copies because, you know, more limit breaks, more HP. This is the wrong page. By the way, if you haven't yet, make sure you do the story. You read the 3 stories today for the ticket. I'm pretty sure you have, but you know, for people who are watching it probably somewhat later tonight, this for you. So. Oh, thank you for confirming. And hello, Cadaver. Hope your day has been going well so far. I think that's the only other thing I'm kind of, I wish I could do is, basically, I want to also try to, I guess, share this on the Japanese side. But for me, I don't speak Japanese. I'm not fluent in it. And while I can only read, like, game language and stuff. Otherwise, for my videos, I just do an auto translate, which is, well, I don't think it's really that accurate because it's auto translate. By the way, vote for New Year's Brad. Unless you really care for the other one, but in any case, I will not lose. Oh, okay, you're better. Okay, that's good. That's good. I hope that nobody got seriously hurt. Otherwise, yeah, monk ass. Thank you, Cadaver. I appreciate. We can't. I get Lock on the Lost Night is really nice, but also like, have you seen New Year's Brad and how he looks at you from above? Looks pretty nice. Tough bones, huh? Strong. As you can see, this is the secret ADHD edition, where we had a bunch of games, but then one of them went into maintenance. The other one he finished for the day. So all we have left is Grand Blue Fantasy, just in the corner over there. Also, yeah, new PNG model. Thank you to Twee, who made my previous one, and this time she drew this, and I'm really thankful for her. Please follow her on her socials if you haven't already. She's fantastic. Subway Surfers, it was available, but then it was unavailable. She did such a good job with it. I saw it and I immediately went right away. I was like, I want to share this with everyone and tell them how amazing my friend is at drawing this. It's great. She looks so good, and I'm so happy that like she found joy in that, and I'm really flattered that she actually went and through the effort of doing it in the first place. Minecraft parkour, not available right now. Now we're back to the HD version, not the ADHD, just HD. I think other than that, though, it's just, I think the difficult part is trying to carve time out for everything to do what I want to do, quote unquote, between Twitch, actual life obligations, and also this channel. Because ultimately, I'm like, this is why people hire editors. Because, for example, like, editing the Valentine's review video, that took, like, I think it's like roughly between 12 to 14 hours just for that. The shorts take about like they take about 40 minutes to an hour depending on how it's recording or if I don't like the dialogue. Usually typically 30 minutes though. If I think no, the Brad one took 30 minutes though, only because like I actually did a good job with my script and I was happy with it. I just uploaded late because busy. Yeah, and now also it's like, oh man, I'm hearing myself every time I speak and I'm like, damn, do I really sound like that? And then I think to myself, man, I don't really want to edit. I sound awful. Well, you say impressive skills in the time management department. I will just say it in my last, about a couple months ago. Like, I've been sleeping, like, a couple months ago, near the end of the year, I was, like, averaging about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Now, for at least for beginning of this year, like, I'm averaging about, like, 6-7 hours, which is much better. But, like, I would say my time management skills are not good. It's just my willingness to put up with, crap to make sure things get done. But I think a really important thing is just actually when you put yourself in a position where you feel time pressured because there's so much to do. That's when you force yourself to lock in. You lock in, and then that's how you get good with time management. And then, at least for me, like, if I'm idle and I have nothing to do, I get bored. Like, I remember one time, like, I think it was back in, like, elementary, or, not elementary, high school, and the high school was on, like, the instructors were on strike, which, you know, makes sense, but I was bored out of mind, despite having, like, extra time just not attending classes, because like, damn, I want to learn, I want to be productive. So a part of it is just, you know, maybe I'm just a glutton to do stuff, you know, feeling overwhelmed, feeling tired and everything. So that's, I guess that's where my part of ADHD comes in, is like, man, I need something to focus on all the time, or I'm not gonna exist anymore. I used to be like a whole perfectionist, but I realized after a while that ultimately I'm like, yeah, I need to get stuff done even if I don't like it, and that was a really tough pill to swallow, because it's like, damn, what if I want this to be so good, but then ultimately I had to deliver stuff that was, I'm like, I'm not really happy with it, but they had to be sent in. There's nothing I can really do about it. I feel like, at least, I don't know if it'll help for you, Cadaver, but for me, like, if I ever get overwhelmed, I usually just write down like a checklist from like highest priority to lowest priority and break it down to tasks. I do that, and it's at least made it more manageable for me to understand, okay, I put it in a task, and I put like the, I also put like how much it should take time to complete, like an estimation, and it helps me think like, okay, I can take care of the small tasks first in like the more important areas and work from there. Just building up small, going bigger, because man, if I wish I had the motivation curve, but like that's really important. You have to build up like that confidence. Let me see if I can find it. Motivation curve. Let's use this one. Let me see, image. Gamma. Like we look at the motivation curve, right? Like okay, this is gonna get in the way, but you know what? That's fine. GBF is not important. Like the thing is that most people, they end up being, I don't know if you can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor? I hope so. Okay, if you can't, but basically you see the second hump. Like most people don't get to the second hump. They see that like the first dip, and then they just dip out because they're like, oh man, you know, like for example, if you're like working on a project, you have a little bit of motivation because you're like, oh, it's not so bad. And by the time you reach the first hump, you're like, oh man, there's a lot that I have to do, and this seems overwhelming, and most people stop there. So it's really important to just break into little tasks rather than just like actually big things that you have to do, and prioritize them, because you want to build that little some confidence to get over the first dip. And actually, by building a confidence, you can get to the second hump. And the big dip is mainly because like at the end of the day, oh, you're in the middle of the project. It's like or for example, you're in the middle of the project. It's like you're Big Mire right now at this point. So you feel like, oh, the end is nowhere near in sight. So that's why it's really important to break into tasks right there, because you want to, again, you want to make that slow and steady progress over doing a, you say large but big task. And it's because it's better for the psychological mind to feel like you're always progressing, even slightly, even if it's, you know, not as fast as you could be, over not progressing at all. So that's why it's really important to basically just do the task method and write it down, especially if you're stressed out. I'm not gonna say it works for everyone. Like some people, they'll look at it and they'll still feel overwhelmed, and it's like, well, it is what it is. That's just something that worked for me, especially with as people say, I'm a bit of a workaholic.
聖司、お疲れ。早く片付いてよかった。お疲れ、ニコ。やっぱりニコが一緒だと動きやすい。
But yeah, that's why, really, really important to always feel like you're, always try to like reaffirm yourself that you're making a little progress each time. Because you want to get your brain to be like, oh, I'm used to, you know, accomplishing a little task one day. Is why a lot of people say, oh, you know, make sure you accomplish one thing you want to do each day. Because it keeps your, like, it keeps your energy up. It keeps you motivated and actually willing to do stuff. Rather than, I want to do this whole big thing, but not celebrate all my small things.
楽しいパレードはこれからも続くんだ。あ
Like, at least for me, like, when I'm editing, I'm like, oh, man, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm proud I could do, like, a new, like, effect. Like, for example, like, with the upcoming video, like, for the Dino, you could say intro effect with the claws, I did something different, and I think it looks much better. Like, even small tasks like that, I celebrate because I'm like, wow, I managed to improve that. It seems like a very minor thing, but it's still useful, and I feel like it's still something that could help with the, appeal of the video altogether. Things like changing from just the basic frame images to acting the little like the animated boxes with these frame effects itself. That's another thing to celebrate it. So, and also of course I also celebrate when I went from my full PowerPoint format to like half PowerPoint format, like my old format and my new format. Like you can compare with the old videos and the current videos, right? Like that one was a change I did out of nowhere, but I thought to myself, I can do this and it will improve it and it will take a lot of effort. Like that's the one where I had to break it up into a bunch of steps to do because it was ultimately basically rebuilding my entire format from bottom up. So there's definitely multiple ways to just tackle it, but it's just important to just kind of pace yourself on these things. And of course, it's also important, take a break when you have to. Because ultimately, I speak from experience. Constantly chugging forever, you're going to get burnt out. I had a semester where you could say it was pretty easy, but I did terribly in my grades because I was so burnt out of just constantly studying and doing things and just feeling unfulfilled and not actually celebrating the small things. Like, I think it's better to say chug at 80%. Leave the last 20% to just be like, I don't want to do things, you know, give up. If you go at 100%, you're always going to expect the best out of you. And like the thing is like, you're not always going to get the best. You're going to get like pretty good, but like sometimes you'll get better and sometimes you get worse. And that's just how life is. Do you seem the type of person who overlook their health on occasion? Oh, just on occasion, you know, that's very generous. Yeah, for me, I guess I'm just kind of a workaholic because like there are people that I know of that are kind of the opposite. They don't do anything but expect everything, and I just figured that kind of attitude is not, it's not something I want to emulate. So, yeah, maybe I'm overcompensating, but like, ultimately, you don't get stuff by expecting it to fall onto your lap. Also, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I just like was like, it is a topic time, you know, the series topic time while we're pretending Subway Surfers somewhere. There we go. There we go. We can just do this. I can move you over here. There we go. Yeah, me being the similar to Victor's case is not, it's not helping. Oh my gosh, and then, you know, like, I despise Victor because he shows up in roles, but in reality, we're just way too similar, and I'm like, I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it. Get me out. Let me out.
You and I.
Well, actually, the reason why I don't like him is because he keeps showing him at roles. you know, he keeps spooking me, and I'm like, I don't want go away. Otherwise, I'm pretty neutral to him. But yeah, the fact that, like, you know, being nerds is like, man, this is my legacy.
聖司、お疲れ。早く片付いてよかった。お疲れ、ニコ。
Homophobia? No! It's not that at all! Trust!
宴の始まりだ。はい、了解。はい。
He's the husband who went out for, he went out to go and buy something and never came back because he kept getting distracted by new things to research.
負けるわけにはいかない。踊り疲れちゃった。かも。ニコ、あんまり敵を煽ったりしちゃダメだよ。危ないから。そんなことしたっけ？もう、聖司が言うなら気をつける。応援してくれるみんなのために。はい、わかりました。はい。
When will you show up in your roles? When you least expect it. At this point. That's just how Victor is. He'll jump scare you. Trust me, I speak from experience.
踊り疲れちゃった。かも。聖司、
I
お疲れ。
hate that person.
早く片付いて
Which one?
よかった。お疲れ
Somebody just
ニコ。
at-alled.
やっぱり
Oh.
ニコが一緒だと動きやすいよ。
That's when you block them and never look back. Knife him.
声援には応える。
Yeah, I didn't get his 4th and 3rd anniversary cards, and I plan to keep it that way.
He'll find a way to fix it even if it isn't possible.
Oh, unfortunate.
ごちそうもあるから楽しみにして。
But yeah, I hope that helped Cadaver. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't really have any other methods, but that's worked for me. Which is why I'm also kind of obsessed with like task lists and also Google Calendar, because I'm just like, I gotta like organize stuff. It's like Tetris now.
応援してくれるみんなのために。了解、わかりました。はい。 負けるわけにはいかない。あれは俺の獲物だ。ビアンキに祝福を。ニコ、あんまり敵を煽ったりしちゃダメだよ。危ないから。
Alright, sounds good. I think I'll keep going a little bit longer just to keep on farming, but otherwise, that's totally fine. Rebel, take care, have a good night. Overall, it was just like a short, I think it was a pretty productive stream. Just like, you know, saying hello, catching up, sharing thoughts, etc. And ADHD, or HD in this case, because we only have GBF.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, remember we had that bunch of games and then, you know, they're all gone now.
聖司、お疲れ。早く片付いてよかった。お疲れ、ニコ。
If you do get Marion's symbol as a tattoo, do you have any plans? Because it does look really nice, but it's also like, because it's essentially like a rose, you have to really think about where you show it. Or where you put it, I mean. Unfortunately, I'm not one for tattoos, so I can't really say much, but like... Those always been pretty interesting.
There are a few things I would like to get as a tattoo, but I'm too much of a weenie to do it.
Oh yeah? One day? You're gonna get it? Look, if worse comes worse, you could probably put it in a place where you can easily hide it. Or if you're alternatively the ones who like, I want to show its self-expression, well, commit to that too.
Yeah, be very careful with what you pick for a
Exactly,
tattoo.
because it's gonna be with you essentially for a very long time, unless you pay a
Unless
pretty
you wanted
expensive
to shut-
procedure to remove it.
Yeah, to remove it. I mean, if you want it hidden, I'd say like maybe. I guess it depends on whether or not you're fond of wearing things like no sleeves,
Mm-hmm.
arms, leg, like upper thigh, maybe back.
Good, good. Always go for the reputable ones, even if they're more expensive.
Yes, definitely.
Do not trust anyone who's like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm cheap and affordable. No, no, big trap. Biggest trap.
No. Yeah,
You do not
it's your
want-
body.
You do,
It's your body. You definitely want to be careful with it.
you do not want a disinfected, like, needle into you. That's the end. That's endgame right there.
踊り疲れちゃったかもセイジお疲れ早く片付いてよかったお疲れニコやっぱりニコが一緒だと動きやすいよ
I am mildly concerned that you can name drop.
Oh no.
わかりました踊り疲れちゃったかもニコあんまり敵を煽ったりしちゃダメだよ危ないからそんなことしたっけもうセイジが言うなら気をつける応援してくれるみんなのために
Well, in any case, it's about 1 minute to 6 p.m. So I'll probably wrap it up after this fight. Yeah. So I think next week I should have something planned. Let me double check my calendar. Hoping nothing gets in the way. Yes, I was next week is I have planned a quote unquote tier list for last year's 4 stars. So that will be definitely a very opinionated stream. Because I'm going to trash people's beloved 4 stars. A good chunk of them. Well, I have to find a way to... I'll either have to make that tier list or like find one that already exists, but yeah, you know, and you know, of course the warning, it is all my opinion, don't take that as fact, but also I'm just gonna sound nerdy for like a good hour and a half. In any case, but also got to top every time, funny story, very funny story. Sorry, you can't do anything to hurt me. Oh, Twee. Hello, you're coming at like when I was about to end the stream. Hello. It's okay. It's okay. Billy's cards will be put at the bottom. As he deserves. Put him in your home. Your home is at the bottom. Got it. It's like literally F tier. I understand. You know what? I'll even put Detective Billy there just for you as well. Mary isn't called mid. You know, we'll see. Oh yeah, Twee, were you available for said tier list thing? I think I asked you for that. If you can't, that's okay. That would be next week, I mean. You know, alright, perfect. I will try to arrange that. Any case, yeah. I'll just try to finalize it. You know, hopefully, nothing gets in the way. But otherwise, thank you for everybody who decided to peek in, stuck around, chat. participated in the tomfoolery of adding different gacha games. And of course, thank you to my friends as well for keeping me company too while I yapped. Take care, and see you all next week. Hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Unless I get buried by the snow. Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.
Please don't. Please don't. We need you to carry Hexa.
Oh, ain't no way.
Fa.